Welcome everyone to the semifinals of the Region 2 volleyball tournament. We just listened to Scott Colley, the official, singing the national anthems. And Johnny, I'm going to say he was pretty doggone good, don't you think he was?
He did all right.
As they had a little trouble with their audio, and he stepped up and sang it, and that was pretty amazing. And it's a good start to a fun night. We hope they're getting ready to do the announcements for the starting lineup for Caldwell County. Savannah Tays, Kendall Crowell, Carly Peak, recently named this week as the Region Player of the Year. Abby Griggs, Olivia Mitchell, and Shaden Allen, and the libero, Taylor Whalen.
Way too loud.
Too loud. And that's the starting lineup for Caldwell County. And I presume they're going to do the starting lineup for Hopkinsville Lady Tigers. We're going to be Tigers against Tigers tonight, Johnny.
Tigers against Tigers.
Sarah Cavanaugh, junior. Chandler Adams, sophomore. London Foster, a senior. Hope Pace, a sophomore. Carolyn Beamer, a junior. And let's see, Kelsey Mata was the libero. And Zakira, no.
Number 18.
Number 18, I'm sorry, Shelby Eisenhoff was the other one. The officials they just named, Brad Stevenson, Chuck Sandifer, Terry Carter, and Scott Colley. Scott Colley was one that just sang the national anthem. Chuck just gave us a finger, pointed up to us, told us to be nice, Johnny. I don't know if we can do that or not.
He won't ever hear us if he does.
Chuck's one of the better officials in the region. Glad to see him on the ladder tonight. The officials for volleyball are considered, they're called R1s and R2s. The R1 is up on the ladder, responsible for controlling the game. He makes the final call and signals the point. The R2 is the official that stands down on the floor. He does substitutions and has other responsibilities, and both of them have whistles. Then the line judges, positioned on opposite corners, are responsible for watching play, balls hitting in and out of the court, and whether there's touches at the net by players on the ball, and if the ball passes completely within inside the antennas. That's just a little rundown of what the officials do.
Yeah, the line judges, is good to see real officials at the line judges. At our regular matches, those line judges are usually parents or students or whoever they can get, really.
Yeah, in recent years they've tried to get adults to do that so students don't do it, but they are just volunteers out of the stands basically. So it's good to see licensed officials at that responsibility for these games that have a lot on the line. All right, we have the service up as Taylor Whalen serves the ball. Hopkinsville sends us a free ball back. Savannah sets Carly Peak to the middle. She just has to tip it over. Her set was a little tight to the net. Hopkinsville does a back row attack. Tayway passes it back up. Savannah sets Carly behind her. She tips it to the deep corner. Hopkinsville passes it up. They set their right side. She tips it over. Shaden Allen passes it up. They set Olivia Mitchell. She tips it over. We haven't had anybody hit the ball yet. Little roll shot from the back court from Hopkinsville. She sets, Savannah sets Shaden. She does a little back court attack. Their middle does a tip over. Carly Peak just sends a free ball over. They pass it back up on Hopkinsville's side. They're outside. She swings a little roll shot. Everybody's being really cautious, Johnny. Nobody wants to hit the ball. Olivia finally swings at it. Hopkinsville plays it back up. Their right side tips it again. And we make a mistake, and they draw first blood.
Quite a long rally to start the game.
It was, and that tells me I think the game plan probably for Hopkinsville is going to be keep it in play and let us make a mistake. Kelsey Mata, the libero, steps back for Hopkinsville. She gets the whistle. She serves the ball. It's up. Kendall Prowl makes a pass. Tayway has to set the ball outside to Carly Peak, and she makes a hitting error. Not a good start. A little tentative. Caldwell County's a little tentative right now.
No, we didn't get a good pass on the serve. That's what offense starts with, a good pass.
That's correct. And Kelsey gets the serve again. Tayway makes a pass she pushes it out to Olivia. She sets Carly Peak, and we free the ball over. Chandler Adams passes it. They set their middle, and she does a little quick set into the middle. That's Hope Pace. Gets the kill for Hopkinsville, and they've got three points, and we've got nothing.
We haven't got a good pass yet.
It all starts with the pass. Kelsey steps back, serves it again. Tayway makes a decent pass to Savannah. She's able to get the ball out there to Carly Peak, and she gets a good swing, but she hits the ball wide, and she's got a second hitting error of the night. Caldwell's playing a little tentative, I think. They need to just get in their rhythm, get control of the game, and start playing their kind of game. Still not a good pass. Kendall Prowl passes the ball up. Tayway has to just send it back to the middle of the court. We free it over. Hopkinsville doesn't get a good pass. They send the ball over on a free ball. Shaden passes the ball up. Savannah sets the ball too tight. Olivia Mitchell had to tip it over, but it was out of bounds. The ball was too tight to the net. She could just barely get a hand on it. And that's our third error to start the game, and Hopkinsville's 5-0.
Yep.
Kelsey steps back, serves it again. Tayway this time gives a good pass to Savannah, and she just dumps the ball over, but they pay it up. They're not surprised by that. The right side attacks. We dig it up. We're going to send a little roll shot from the backcourt, pass it to their setters. She sets the ball to the middle, and she punches it over, and it's out of bounds. And I think their setter was Sarah Cavanaugh was the setter, and the hit attacker was Hope Pace. Olivia Mitchell rotates to the back row for us, scores 5-1, and Olivia gets the whistle for serve. The ball is up. She gets a good aggressive serve. They make a good pass, though, to Sarah. They set it outside to London Foster, and she hits it out of bounds. And now the score is 5-2. We're starting to get a little bit of momentum, maybe. Olivia serves it again. They make a pass to the setter. She sets the middle. She gets a good swing, deflects off of Carly. Now there's a joust. Carly punches it up. Savannah sends the ball up in the air. Kendall Prowl punches it over. They set their outside again. Foster, she tips it. Shaden Allen passes it up. Savannah sets Carly Peak. She finally gets her first good swing of the night and gets a kill.
Gets a kill right on the line. Just like that, scores 5-3 Hopkinsville.
Yeah, we're starting to settle down, get the nerves out of the way, and hopefully we can keep it going. Olivia does a nice little jump serve. They send it back over. Shaden dumps it back, but they played it up. Carly Peak dumps it back, and they played it up. They get an attack, and it's out of bounds. I think that attack was from Carolyn Beamer, right side. And that ball goes out of bounds, and now we're within 1 point.
That ball was very close, very close.
Olivia serves it again. Mata passes it up. They're sending us a free ball. Tayway passes it to Savannah. She sets behind her to Carly Peak. She tips it over and tips it out of bounds. Set was just a little bit tight. They're not getting the ball quite where Carly can get a good swing. Hopkinsville's got a substitution. Chandler Adams leaves the game. And number 24, Zakira Stallworth, comes in. She did not play at all last night. She's a senior middle for Hopkinsville. She was coming off an injury is what I understand. I don't know any details. Pass the ball up to Savannah. She sets Carly. She tips it up, hits it over. They play it back. They push it deep to the corner. Tayway passes it up. Savannah sets Shaden Allen. Shaden tips the ball over. They pass it up. They send it to their outside. London tips it. We play it back. Carly Peak was standing there and was able to hit it right back at him. Finally, just everybody's playing tentatives. Nobody's swinging at the ball.
Caldwell is tipping the ball. They've tipped the ball 10 times more than they've swung.
Savannah Tays is back in the service line. She serves it up. That's Lauren Watkins makes a pass. It goes out of bounds, but they run it down and send us a free ball. Savannah Tays makes a pass. Kendall Prowl sets out to Shaden Allen, but Shaden wasn't expecting it. She just sends it over. They tip it right back. Kendall sets Shaden this time. She's ready for it and gets a kill.
That was the best, first really real well hit ball in this match by us.
Yeah, we've not hit the ball hard yet, and that was a nice set, a nice swing on Shaden's part. The first set that Kendall sent out there was what we call a shoot. Shaden wasn't quite ready for it. Savannah serves it again. Lauren Watkins this time is not able to handle it, and we get an ace.
Just like that, Caldwell up 7-6. And Savannah Tays drops back, serves.
Lauren Watkins passes it up again. They set the ball to their outside. She wasn't able to run it down. And they called the set was close to the net. The outside hitter, which was London Foster, wasn't able to run it down, and she gets in the net. Savannah steps back and serves it again. Watkins is not able to handle it. They just send us a free ball. Savannah passes it up to Kendall. Kendall sets behind her to Carly Peak. And now we see the Carly Peak we're supposed to be seeing, and that's a good kill down the line. The line judge had to turn his head to keep from getting smacked in the face on the rebound.
Yeah, that was good pass, good set, good hit.
And Savannah Tays gets an ace.
It's a good serve.
And now, like you said, all of a sudden scores 10-6. Caldwell.
We've outscored them 10-1.
They set the right side. Beamer, she gets a good swing. K-Way digs it. We're going to send them a free ball. Beamer passes it up. Kavanaugh sets the middle. She swings. We block it, but they play it back up. Now we're sending them another free ball. Mata to Kavanaugh. It's a bad set. Peak dumps it right back at them. They play it up, send us a free ball. We send them tried to shoot it over quickly, but they was ready for it. We're back in rally. Kendall setting outside to Shaden. Shaden gets a good swing. Lauren Watkins plays it up. Foster swings. Tayway makes a good dig. Kendall sets back row to Olivia Mitchell. She gets a good swing, and it goes off the hands of Cassie Mata, the libero. That was a nice rally. Hopkinsville's playing very solid defense right now.
They're obviously their plan is to keep it on the court.
Savannah serves it again. They're not able to get a good pass on it, but they keep it in play, and their middle hitter makes an error just dumping it over. And Hopkinsville calls a timeout after that. Like you said, it was an 11-1 scoring swing, and they need to stop the bleeding.
Hopkinsville started out 5-0. Caldwell scored 1, and then they've scored 12.
Yeah, their scores 12-6 right now. Savannah has accounted for 7 of those points just on her service. And
how many aces did she have in that? 2 or 3?
Well, only get an ace if the ball is never controlled. I only have her down with 1 ace, but it's 2 aces. But 5 of those other passes were not good passes to the setter. They were out of system the whole time, and which is what our servers are really going for. Aces are nice. We like to get aces from our servers, but what we're really going for as coaches is we want the other team to be out of system, which means that they don't get a good pass to their setter, and they're not able to run a play and attack us in their own comfort zone.
That's what system means.
That's what being in system. The pass goes to the setter where she can do any of her offense that considered in system. Savannah serves again. We call that a coach point, Johnny. Come out of a timeout, you step back and miss your serve, that gives the other team, I call that the other team's coach point. But we can't fuss at Savannah too much. She did a good job serving back there. And now we got number 14, Kaylin Beamer from Hopkinsville served. Olivia Mitchell passed it up. And Carly Peak got the set she liked that time, and that ball hit the ground. A lot of people refer to that as a heavy arm. It just sounds different when she hits the ball. She hit that with some enthusiasm. Carly Peak leaves the game, and Caitlin Conway comes in to serve for Carly. We got Abby Griggs in the front row, Shaden Allen, and Kendall Prowl. Caitlin serves, nice serve. There gets an ace right off the bat. That's how you get in the. That's how you get in the stats.
That's right.
When you touch the ball, make.
Caldwell up 14-7.
Caitlin steps back again, serves it. This time, Sarah Kavanaugh shanks the pass, and Caitlin's got 2 aces right off the bat. She gets a whistle. Caitlin serves it. Libero passes it up. They hit it over on 2. Sarah Kavanaugh hit that ball over on the first pass, and she gets a kill. Caitlin's not able to run it down. And Caitlin leaves the game, which allows Tayway to come back in the libero position for Carly. as London Foster steps back for Hopkinsville in the service position. She gets the whistle. Ball's up. Tayway makes the pass. Good pass to Kendall. Kendall sets behind her to Shaden Allen. And when you get a good pass, good things happen.
Good things happen. Got a good pass, a good set, back set, and Shaden Allen put it down.
And that was a perfect example of being in system. Pass went right to Kendall. She didn't have to move. She could set in front of her. She could set behind her. She could dump it. She could do anything she wanted to with it. Riley Thomas entered the game. She serves. Lauren Watkins makes a pass. It was not a good pass. They saved it, kept it alive, and Kendall Prowl pushes it up a little tight to the net. Nobody was able to come get it, and Hopkinsville gets the score.
I thought there was a little bit of net action that time.
On Hopkinsville side? It was tight. I don't know. I couldn't see the net move, but either way, nobody blew the whistle, so we're back in game. Chandler Adams steps back to serve. She gets the whistle. Tayway makes the pass. Kendall sets Olivia Mitchell to the outside, and she gets a good swing and a kill.
Caldwell's up 17-9.
We rotate with Kendall Prowl going back to the service spot. Ball's up. Chandler Adams makes the pass. They set the middle. Hope Pace. Abby Griggs gets a block on it and then passes it back up, and Olivia Mitchell takes a swing on second ball, and it goes out of bounds. It was a good idea to speed the offense up, but still got to keep it in play.
Got to keep it on the court.
See, Carolyn Beamer just re-entered the game. Hope Pace serves the ball. Tayway passes it. Kendall comes and gets it, sets behind her to Abby Griggs, and it was a little bit off the court. Abby's not able to handle the ball and get it back in bounds, and Hopkinsville gets the score.
The score, Caldwell 17, Hopkinsville 11. They just missed their serve, which is a free point for Caldwell. Now 18-11.
Tayway steps back and serves. She's serving for Abby Griggs. They make a good swing. Riley Thomas made a great dig, kept it alive. We're back in Raleigh, and they tip it over in the donut, and they get a score. But that was a great dig by the freshman, Riley Thomas. That ball was hit very hard. I didn't see who hit it for Hopkinsville. Was it the outside or was it the middle?
I believe it's the middle.
Yeah, that was a really nice play. Kelsey Mata steps back for Hopkinsville. She serves the ball. Tayway passes it up. Savannah's setting now. She sets out to Carly, and Carly, she just muscles it into the blockers. There's just not much they can do. If they're not penetrating over the net with their block, they're not going to block Carly Peak very often.
Not going to block the ball down.
The ball went into their arms and just ricocheted around between them and the net, and Carly gets a kill.
19-12.
Olivia Mitchell goes back to serve. They pass the ball up, a decent pass to their setter. Goes out to the outside. London Foster gets a swing. We pass it up. We're a little out of system. We're going to send them a free ball. Foster passes it up. Sarah Cavanaugh tips it over. We just keeping it in play. This time Beamer passes it to Sarah. She gets it out, set out to the outside, and she hits it out of bounds. And then the ball comes back over to Olivia. She gets a...
Scores Caldwell 20, Hopkinsville 12.
Olivia serves again. They pass it up. The right side attack. That's Carolyn Beamer, and she gets a kill. That's right down the line. You can't fault Tayway for not getting that ball, and it landed right on the line. That was a good hit. And Hopkinsville, Chandler Adams subs out, and Zakaira Stallworth comes back in, and Hope Pace goes back to serve. Ball's up. She serves to Tayway, good pass to Savannah. She sets Carly Peak, and we have kind of got a little theme going on here. Get a good pass, you get a good set, you're going to get a kill.
Get a good kill.
That was a really good pass by Taylor Whalen. We calling her Tayway. If you hear me say Tayway, we're talking about Taylor Whalen. Give a shout out to her grandparents up in northern Kentucky. I think she's got a couple of sets of grandparents up there watching her, hopefully on WPKY on live stream. We're in Raleigh. Kendall sets Carly Peak. And she hits it. There's a blocker there. Zakaira's right there, but one-on-one, you're not going to beat Carly Peak very often if you're up there by yourself. She just muscles it through you.
Hopkinsville calls time. The score is Caldwell 22, Hopkinsville 13. Get 2 timeouts in each set.
That's correct. That's correct, and that's their second timeout for this set. So they're out of timeouts, which we're at 22. They're going to do something to try to slow it down. And if you remember, on their first timeout, we came back in and missed our serve. So it was a good timeout for Hopkinsville. So hopefully that won't be the case this time. Right now, Daniel's over there. Coach Kortner's over there. He's just trying to calm his players down. So, just keep doing what you're doing. You don't have to do anything fancy. You're back in control. Keep the momentum.
Get your serve in.
Get your serve in. Coming out of the timeout, get your serve in. We step back up. Savannah's back in the line. If you remember also, earlier in the match, Savannah was the server that brought us back in and got us into the lead, which we've never relinquished. Once we took over the lead, we've kept it the whole time.
Yes.
We took over at 7-6, I think, and we haven't looked back.
She was also the server that missed the serve after the timeout.
That's true. And don't think Hopkinsville's coach didn't remember that. But she gets it in this time, and we're in rally. Tayway passes it to Kendall. Kendall goes behind her to Carly Peak. She hits it off the blocker, and they're just not able to handle it. They're just not able to handle it. Good pass to Kendall. She gets the ball up. And there's not any secrets in this, Jim. Everybody knows that a good pass is probably going to go to Carly Peak for the hit. But they just can't. They haven't proved that they can stop her. Savannah serves again. This time comes to their right side. She has a nice little swing of her own. And if you notice, Tayway went all the way to the line to take that ball, because that's where the Beamer girls scored a few minutes ago. And this time Beamer makes an adjustment, goes back to the middle. So that was a smart play on her part. Good for her.
Caldwell 23, Hopkinsville 14.
Beamer serves the ball. Tayway makes a pass. A little bit tight. And Savannah was there to try to get a hand on the ball, and the middle blocker from Hopkinsville reaches over, puts her hand on it, and they call that roofing. It's illegal to come over and take the ball out of the setter's hand, so Caldwell County gets the...
this is set point.
And Caitlin Conway come in to serve. She served 3 times in the first round and got 2 aces, and she just steps right in there and serves for ace for set point, and that's a clutch serve right there. Good for her.
That was a really nice serve. It was a knuckleball serve. And it just floated over and just fell off.
And that's the first set is Caldwell 25, Hopkinsville 14. And we will trade benches, take a short break, and be back in about 2 minutes.
Time to remind you how cooperatives work. Very simply, it is people working together to provide services and products. There are over 900 electric cooperatives like Blue Light Electric, serving 43 million people in 47 United States. Now that covers a lot of territory. Add credit unions, housing, food, health, and agricultural co-ops, and you'll discover more than 29,000 co-ops nationwide. Blue Light Electric was formed to provide electric service to a few hundred people in the Caldwell area. Today, we serve over 47,000 members in the 9-county area. We provide that electric power over 5,000 miles of line, over 100,000 poles. We are here to provide solutions and services for better living through electric power. For more information about how co-ops build a better world, visit online www.pracc.com. We are Clean Light Electric, your touchstone energy co-op.
October's a time for planning those home projects you've been putting off all summer. Fredonia Valley Bank has the right kind of loan to suit your needs. Whether it's a new roof, gutters, painting, or remodeling, Fredonia Valley Bank can assist and step you through the loan process with ease. You can count on Fredonia Valley Bank's experienced loan officers when applying for a home, vehicle, commercial, or ag loan. Loan decisions remain local and are guaranteed to stay with Fredonia Valley Bank for the life of the loan. It's a good feeling to know that local decisions are still being made at Fredonia Valley Bank, your real community bank. 600 Cassidy Avenue, Fredonia, and 226 Commerce Street, Annabelle. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Here's a reminder from your Princeton Electric Plant Board. Meter tampering is dangerous. Tampering with an electric meter is not only dangerous, it is dishonest and against the law. Stealing electricity by tampering with an electric meter may result in your arrest and can even risk your life. Tampering with meters results in increased utility bills that everyone has to pay. If you see anyone tampering with an electric meter, call the Princeton Electric Plant Board right away at 270-365-2031. Princeton Electric Plant Board, Princeton's #1 energy source.
Mobile deposit is here. This is Mona Van Hooser with First Southern National Bank, and our new mobile app is loaded with extra features, including mobile deposit. Now you can use your smartphone's camera to deposit checks on the go. Text endorse, point, click, and send. Download our new mobile app and try it today. First Southern National Bank, member FDIC.
Chances are you're on your way somewhere. And you're on your way somewhere at the same time McCafe is introducing a new menu of recrafted espresso drinks, including the iced caramel macchiato, sweet caramel, drizzled over smooth iced espresso. Now chances are you're on your McDonald's. Nothing comes before coffee. Get any small from our new line of recrafted espresso drinks. Cafe quality for just $2. A la carte only. Limited time only at participating McDonald's. Cannot be combined with any other offer or any combo meal.
Welcome back to Trigg County Gymnasium, where we're in the second set of the semifinals of the Region 2 volleyball team. We got Hopkinsville Tigers playing against Caldwell County Tigers. I'm Sue Stone. I'm here with Johnny Stone doing the play-by-play with WPKY. And we just started the second set. It starts off in a good way with Olivia Mitchell stepping out there and getting a kill right off the bat.
Getting a good kill. Hopkinsville started the set with the serve. Now Mitchell steps back to serve for Caldwell. The serves alternate in sets.
Olivia Mitchell's got the whistle. She's got the ball up, and we're ready to play. They make a pass that goes out of bounds. They run it down. They're just going to have to send us a free ball out of system. Kendall Prowl passes it up to Savannah. She sets Carly Peak. It was a little behind her. She couldn't swing at it, but she was able to get it over. They send us another free ball. Tayway gives a good pass. Savannah sets Shaden Allen, and Shaden goes out there and gets a good kill.
Good kill off the block.
And you notice what happened. I mean, there's 3/4 of our sets are going to Carly Peak, understandably. The defense has to focus on her. Shaden, Olivia, when they get their set, they got a free look at the court, and it's easier for them to score. Kendall gets a pass back up to Savannah. She sets Carly Peak, and she gets a kill down the line. The libero was diving for it, and she just couldn't get to it. And Carly Peak gets her first set of the set. First kill of the set. Yeah, we got three different hitters already on the stats for this second set. The score is 3-0. Olivia serves again. They shank the ball, but they're able to keep it alive. They throw it over, and Savannah's going to set Carly Peak. She tips it. They dig it up. They're a little out of system. They're going to roll the ball back over. Olivia passes it up. Savannah sets Tayway in the back. She gets a little back row attack. Foster pays it up. Kavanaugh sets Beamer in the back row. She's actually in the front row, but she was deep when she hit it. And we get a whistle on Savannah for a double contact.
It was a double contact.
Yeah, she had to kind of run that ball down. It didn't come to her setter position. She had to run it down around the 10-foot line. Still trying to keep her offense going, used her hands and got a little bit of a double contact.
Anytime the setter goes behind the 10-foot line, it's tough.
Yeah. Served by Chandler Adams. Kendall Prowl passes it up, gives it to Peak. Savannah gives it to Peak. She tips it over. The set was a little bit behind Peak. She had to just tip it over, but it was still ends up as a kill. Whenever she goes up in the air, defenders have a tendency to step back, so a little off-speed hit right in front of them is going to score a lot of times. Savannah Tays serves the ball. Mata passes it up. Kavanaugh sets behind her. Beamer gets a good swing. And Shaden Allen's there, although I don't think it ever crossed the net. I think that ball was hitting to the tape, but Shaden was there ready for it.
Caldwell's ahead 5-1. Still early in this second set.
Savannah serves again. They pass it up, but not a good pass. They're out of system. They just free the ball over. Olivia Mitchell passes it to Kendall. Kendall sets behind her. Carly Peak gets a good swing. Mata's there. She passes it up. They get a tough set to the outside. She was able to roll it over. We send them a free ball deep. They pass it up. Kavanaugh sets behind her to Beamer. Beamer shoots it over. Tayway's waiting for it. Kendall sets back row. Olivia Mitchell gets a swing, but Kendall's called for a double contact.
There was 2 double contacts on Hopkinsville that didn't get called.
Kendall was falling backwards as she made that set, and it was easy to get that ball out. And what you're talking about is the third contact where they just shoot the ball over, and a lot of times that's not being called, although I think it should be, but it's just not. We had a little bit of a joust at the net. It's still on Hopkinsville's side. They tried to push it back over, and Carly Peak standing there. Gets her first block of the night as Foster was trying to push that ball over. And Caitlin Conway comes in. She's earned her spot here to serve, and she's served 4 times, got 3 aces in the first set. So here
I hope she continues that.
I do too. She gets a good serve.
That was a floater serve.
They're out of system, and they attack from the outside, and we're send a free ball back to them. Foster passes it up. Kavanaugh sets behind her to Beamer. Shaden Allen's there, but she wasn't able to penetrate the net, and Beamer gets a kill. And then rotates to the back row as Caldwell does a sub.
Taylor Whelan came in.
Yeah, Caitlin goes out, which allows Tayway to come back in as the libero position for Carly Peak. Beamer goes back. She serves ball short. Tayway passes it up. Kendall sets behind her to Shaden Allen. She tips it to the middle, and nobody there. And that's a nice court awareness on Shaden's part there.
Tip to the open spot.
Then Shaden leaves the court as Riley Thomas comes in for her place to step back to the service line. She gets the whistle. She serves, and she has a service error.
Served into the top of the net. Caldwell 7, Hopkinsville 4.
London Foster rotates to the service position as Chandler Adams leads the game, and I think that was Savannah Peck that came back in. Or Shelby Imhoff, I'm sorry. Shelby Imhoff, and their server returns the favor and misses her serve. We rotate again, Kendall Proud goes back. Caldwell serves very aggressively. They're going to miss the serve every once in a while. They just don't want to miss too many. Kendall Proud serves the ball up. They pass it to the right side. And this time it was Marley Hancock doing the setting, and Sarah Kavanaugh's on the right side. She has a hitting error. Kendall serves it again. They pass it. This time Sarah gets a good swing, and she gets the kill. And ball goes over to Hopkinsville's side. Kelsey Mata steps in to serve.
Caldwell 9, Hopkinsville 5. Keeping this set close.
Mata gets the whistle. She balls up. Tayway makes the pass right to Kendall. She can do anything she wants. She sets Abby Griggs. Abby gets a good swing off the hands of the libero, and she gets her first kill of the set. Again, good pass, good set, equals a kill. We rotate. Tayway goes back to the service line, serving in place of Abby Griggs, who leaves the game. And Carly Peak comes back into the front row. And they're shuffling loose balls around out there. Tayway gets the whistle. She serves short. Kavanaugh's not able to get a good pass. They're out of system. They roll the ball over. Tayway gives a good pass to Savannah. Savannah sets out to Olivia Mitchell, and shoo!
She nails it.
That's a good ball at anybody's gym. Nice swing by Olivia Mitchell. And again, the blockers all came over to Carly, who went behind Savannah. They was all expecting her to get that slide shot, and Savannah did a good job pushing it to the outside. Tayway serves it again. Mata gets a good pass to the setter. She goes behind to Kavanaugh. Peak is there this time. She gets a block. They push it back. We're jousting at the net. Play it up. Let's just get it out of their way. Hopkinsville's got it on their side. That should be Peak all the way. Everybody was out of system that time. Ball was just being passed up and down. And the ball was right above the net. Peak goes up and just drops it on their head, but the whistle actually called their middle, Hope Pace, in the net.
In the net.
So it's kind of a moot point anyway. Tayway steps back, serves it again. Kavanaugh makes a pass. They set the middle, and as they should, there's a double contact on that ball. A little bit of a late whistle, doesn't matter. We get the call anyway. And it was a double contact. Tayway steps back, gets the whistle, serves it again.
13 Caldwell, 5 Hopkinsville.
This time Kavanaugh tips it. Riley's right there. Savannah sets out to Mitchell again. Mitchell gets another good swing. It's dug. They pass it up. It's a tight set. They're not able to get that ball over. And even though it probably doesn't go down as a kill because they played it up, that was still created by Olivia Mitchell's swing.
That was a nice swing, nice hit.
And Hopkinsville calls a timeout at 14-5 Caldwell, and they're just trying to regroup. And Caldwell has started out this set much differently than the first set.
Absolutely.
First set, we started out with 3 hitting errors to start the game.
Well, Caldwell is a team that hits with a lot of power, and we started the game out with 7 or 8 tips. We're a great offensive team when we hit the ball.
That's right, and we've got to control the tempo of the game. We've got to control what the other team is doing, and if we're just going to tip back and forth and let them just play until we make a mistake, eventually we're going to make one. So you got to force the other team to make a mistake, and
we didn't win 20-some ball games this year by tipping the ball. We won it by overpowering it.
And they may have been just kind of seeing what Hopkinsville was going to do, what their game plan was, but now we need to set the game plan ourselves. And Tayway's got back in there, got the whistle. She serves again. Kavanaugh passes it up. They set their outside. She does just a little off-speed shot and gets a kill. And that came from Shelby Imhoff. As Sarah Kavanaugh rotates to the back row to serve, and Kelsey Beamer comes back in as Mari Hancock leaves the game. Sarah gets the whistle. Kendall makes the pass. Not a great pass. We have to just send it over out of system. This time they set Beamer on the right side. She shoots it deep. Tayway played it late, but it looked like it was going to land. And that was a tough ball for Olivia. The set was coming from the back court, and she tried to follow it around, and that's a tough ball to hit. But she tried. And, it's because we're aggressive. There's nothing wrong with that. Be aggressive.
Oh, yes.
You're going to miss a few. Sarah serves again. Tayway gets a little bit better pass. Savannah sets Carly Peak on the outside. She just does a little roll shot. And I think, again, the defense steps back expecting that big hit. Carly rolls it over for an easy kill. And this time Riley leaves the game. Riley Thomas left the game as Shaden comes back in. Olivia Mitchell goes to the service line. She gets the whistle. Does a nice little jump serve. They pass the ball up. Sarah Kavanaugh just sends it up. They do a roll shot. Olivia gives a good pass to Savannah. She's behind her to Peak. And she shoots that ball to the right corner, and there is nobody in two states.
Nobody home back there. Scores Caldwell 16, Hopkinsville 7.
Olivia goes back to the service line. She gets the whistle. And she hits it in the net. Which is, again, Caldwell serves very aggressive, and Mitchell has a jump serve. And if that toss is not perfect, that jump serve's easy to miss. And she doesn't miss very many of them. She missed that one. Chandler Adams comes in the game for Hopkinsville. She has a nice aggressive serve. Kendall Proud doesn't get a good pass. We're just going to free the ball over. Chandler steps up, passes it to Kavanaugh, sets behind her to Beamer. And Beamer is their right side. She seems to be the one getting with the hot hand right now. She's got 3 kills as it goes off the block of Shaden Allen. Chandler steps back to the service line.
The score Caldwell 16, Hopkinsville 9.
Chandler serves again. This time she makes a service error.
Serving the net 17-5.
And
well, one scoreboard's got 5, one scoreboard's got 9.
Yeah, I think the lights are out. Yeah.
Okay.
Savannah Tay steps back. She serves the ball. Mata passes it up. Kavanaugh runs it down, sets behind her to Beamer. Ball was set way off the court. Beamer couldn't get to it, and she hits it out of bounds, just trying to save it. And Savannah goes back. Serve again. She gets the whistle. This time she passes to Foster. She gives a decent pass. Kavanaugh sets it right back out to her. She gets a good swing. And there's a whistle calling Peak in the net, I believe. I couldn't see TC's hands. I think he was saying number 7, so I think he called her for a blocking error. Hope Pace goes back to serve. Tayway passes it up. Savannah sets behind her to Carly Peak, and Carly couldn't get to it. Ball was set over behind her, and she just couldn't run it down. She was already committed to where she was going to be to hit the ball, and if the set has to be put in her hands for that to work, and it just wasn't there. And that's going to happen occasionally. Pace steps back to serve it again. Kendall Prowl makes the pass. Savannah sets Carly. This time Carly makes a hitting error. And we've got a couple of errors stacked up on top of each other, and that's going to let Hopkinsville kind of get back in this game.
Yep, Hopkinsville came back in.
12-18. Pace serves again. Tayway makes a better pass right to Savannah. She sets Shaden Allen, who gets a good swing. Chandler Adams makes a good pass. And Sarah Kavanaugh was in the back. She's back row. That should be And I think Courtner sees that. She's going to come over and talk to the official. There's no way Sarah could make that save. That's right. And good for Daniel. He caught that. He called Tayway over as captain. She's the only one that can talk to the official.
Explain what that means.
And what happened is Sarah Kavanaugh's the back row setter. She came to the net on the overpass, and she went up above the net and jousted with Savannah, I think it was. And no, it was Kendall. And tips the ball over. And she can't play the ball above the net in front of the 10-foot line.
That's
and
correct.
She was above the net when she made that call. Chuck did not realize she was in the back row at the time because she plays both ways. She plays front row as well. Daniel recognized it immediately. They talked to him, and now the Hopkinsville people are trying to argue it. Chuck's not humored. He said, we're ready to move on. Caitlin Conway's in the game to step back here and serve.
Scores 19 Caldwell, 12 Hopkinsville.
Caitlin gets a good serve. They passed it up. Sarah sets it outside. They get a good swing. And Caitlin digs it right back over, and it's going to score. Good for her. London Foster got a good swing on that ball, and Caitlin just was in the right place and played it right back over.
It hit her and went back over.
Hopkinsville did not have time to transition back into defense. We're back in the game. They get just a roll shot from Beamers. Kendall Prowse sets outside to Shaden. She gets a good swing. They play it up. Back row attack from the libero. Savannah sets out to, they're going to call her for a double. I'm not sure I saw that one, but they're watching that real close right now because there's been a lot of discussion about whether that ball's being called like it should.
There's nothing wrong with calling it, but you just got to call it for both teams.
That's right. Caroline Beamer's in the back row now, and she serves, and she misses her serve.
That's one of my pet peeves in watching officiating and watching volleyball. Officials in any sport need to be consistent. They need to be consistent.
Riley Thomas has entered the game for Shaden Allen. She steps back. She missed her serve last time, and she clips the net, but it goes over. They're out of system. They're sitting as a free ball. Savannah Taves makes the pass to Kendall. Kendall sets Abby Griggs behind her. Abby just tips it. They tip it back. We're back in play. Ball goes out to Olivia Mitchell, and she gets a good swing. And I don't know if you noticed, Taylor Whalen had to make that second contact because Savannah made the first touch, and she sets that ball, used a forearm pass out to the outside, and they practiced that out-of-system play and got the score. Riley serves it again. They set the right side. Savannah digs it up. Tayway digs it up. And Riley Thomas plays it from 40 feet away. We're back in Riley. Tayway makes another dig. Kendall gets the ball. She sets Abby Griggs. Abby tips it to the goal. That scores! Now that's a great play. I hope that makes the highlights. Riley Thomas was almost off the basketball court when she made that dig. Of course, Taylor had to make a diving dig to keep it alive. That was good play. That was good play.
Hopkinsville calls their final timeout. The score is Caldwell 23, Hopkinsville 13.
Yeah, Hopkinsville's coaches got to know that's a game changer. When you make a play like that, that gets the crowd fired up. I mean, we're screaming into the microphones. The players are screaming. And I don't know, anybody that's following volleyball this week has seen the play. And, Johnny, I know you saw it because I showed it to you. It's floating around the internet where a high school kid made a diving stab.
Very similar to that.
Very similar to that. She was 30 feet off and makes that play, and they score the point, and the crowd goes nuts. And I know in my heart of hearts that Riley Thomas was thinking about that replay when she makes that great play. And that was a lot of fun. And, again, it was set up. Tayway had to dive to keep the ball alive. So, you know, that was a team effort and a great show for the crowd and a great momentum grabber for Caldwell County. We're back out on the court. Everybody's hearts slowed down a little bit. Chuck gives the whistle. Riley serves. Chandler Adams passes it up. They set the right side. Foster's over there now. Kendall makes a dig, and we're just going to send a little roll shot over from Olivia Mitchell. Pass it back up to the setter. This time they call a double contact on their setter. It was not a good pass. She couldn't get under the ball. The setter right now is Savannah Peck, I think, yeah.
Set point, Caldwell 24, Hopkinsville 13.
And Riley goes back to the service line. She gets the serve. She serves it deep. Yeah, a little adrenaline going at that point, but you know what? Nothing wrong with being really aggressive on because all the pressure's on Hopkinsville at this point. I mean, we got 10 points to play with. I mean, she didn't want to miss it, but she was going to be aggressive.
She was fired up.
She needed to be. London Foster steps back. She hits it into the net. That's unfortunate.
That's the final point. Caldwell 25, Hopkinsville 14.
That's the same score that the first set was. And you got to be thinking that Hopkinsville's just thinking, what do we do? You know, they've gotten some good swings, but you know, they just don't have an answer. Caldwell's got so much offense, and then you throw that defense that they just demonstrated in there. You know, what do you do? We're going to take a little break between sets, and we'll be back here in about 2 minutes.
I'm excited to announce my affiliation with the Community Medical Clinic on Hawthorne Street in Princeton. Growing up, I always had a desire to help others and provide care to those in need. I've dedicated my life to providing this care to our community, and I'm excited to provide this care for you at Community Medical Clinic in Princeton. So I wanted to let you know that although my location has changed, I will continue to be able to see my existing patients and look forward to the opportunity to serve new patients. You can call the Community Medical Clinic at 270-365-0227 to schedule your appointment today. I look forward to providing quality care to the community that I grew up in.
Have you been a victim of debit or credit card fraud? Farmers Bank and Trust can help lessen your risk of getting taken advantage of. As our customer, you have exclusive access to a security feature in our app that will allow you to turn your debit card off while you're not using it, then turn it on instantly when you need to use it. Keep your information safe. Log into our free app to use this feature, increasing the security of your information right now. Not a Farmers Bank customer? Come down. Let us set up your account and start protecting you from potential fraud opportunities. This is not a guarantee that your information will not be compromised. This is an increased security measure. Farmers Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Have you or a loved one been discharged from the hospital but not quite recovered enough to go home? Caldwell Medical Center Swing Bed Program is the answer you are looking for. Caldwell Medical Center Swing Bed Program can help patients that are recovering from stroke, joint repair replacement, IV therapy, post-hospitalization pain management, wound or major surgery, acute physical or occupational therapy. Call 270-365-0300 to see if Caldwell Medical Center Swing Bed Program is right for you. Caldwell Medical Center located 100 Medical Center Drive in Princeton.
Porter Gas Company is a full-service local and family-owned propane company offering services in Princeton, Cadiz, Madisonville, and Murray. Right now, Porter Gas is offering specials on propane. Porter Gas offers Holland and Napoleon grills, Dixie choppers, and they also have Red Max weed eaters. Contact Porter Gas Company today for all of your residential, commercial, and agricultural propane needs. Porter Gas Company, a family tradition of service since 1951.
To you from Trigg County. This is the third set, the match between Caldwell County and Hopkinsville.
Caldwell won the first two sets, 25-14. Both scores were early in the third set. Taylor Whalen just served it and rally. Carly Peak had a hitting error trying to hit the ball down the line, and so Hopkinsville gets the first score, scores 1-0. Chandler Adams just checked into the game, and she goes back to serve for Hopkinsville. She serves it. Taylor Whalen makes a good pass to Savannah. Back to Olivia Mitchell, who's behind her. Good swing. They dig it up. Carly Peak tips it right back over to them. They set it to their middle. That was Hope Pace, and she tips it around Carly's block attempt. It was real tight on the net, and Carly couldn't get her hands on it, and Hope was able to get it around her. And she gets her first kill of the set. Chandler steps back, serve again. Ball's up. Kendall Prowl makes a pass. Good pass. Savannah sets out to Carly Peak. And this time Carly says, no messing around. Let's get this ball back on our side.
She drilled it that time.
She hit it with some authority. It ricochets off the defender. Hopkinsville's girls are all smiling out there. They recognize what they're playing against, and that's good. It's a respect, mutual respect. Olivia Mitchell serves the ball. London Foster passes it up. They're running it down. It's out of system. Chandler Adams just sends us a little short free ball. Carly tried to shoot it right back over. Hopkinsville recovered. They come back with an attack. Shaden blocks it. They play it back up. A little confusion on who's going to get it. Chandler Adams does a roll shot from the back row. We're out of system. Olivia Mitchell sets Shaden a little bit deep. She gets a nice swing off of it, though, and gets a good kill.
Nice backcourt swing.
And again, as I was saying in this set before, Caldwell practices a lot that out-of-system offense. If you're not the setter, you're going to do a forearm pass to one of the pins, and they're going to do a nice aggressive attack. Olivia Mitchell steps back, serves. Chandler Adams passes it up. They set Foster on the outside. We're out of system. Carly Peak gets called for a double contact. She came in front of the setter. Just couldn't get out of the way, I think, and went ahead and set the ball, so they called her for a double contact. Which is going to happen a lot of times when a non-setter handles the ball. Pace steps back, serves it. Kendall makes a good pass. So Savannah sets Carly. She gets a good swing. They could dig at it, but it ricochets out into the bleachers.
Flies out of bounds.
Yep, and ball goes out of bounds. Savannah Tays rotates to the back row to serve.
Server set.
And she gets the whistle, ball's up. Beamer makes the pass. They're out of system. They set their back row. A little confusion again on who's going to play it. They just free it over. Olivia makes a pass, and Kendall sets behind her to Peak. Peak gets a good down the line. Mata saves it up. They're sending it as a free ball. Taylor Whalen passes it again. Kendall Prowse sets Peak in a 31 position, and she tips it over.
Tips it over. Same situation you had said a while ago. The defenders are all back on their heels expecting that blast at them, and it's just a slow roller, slow tip, just falls to the floor.
Savannah serves it again. Mata's handcuffed, don't know what to do with it. She shanks it out of bounds. They're trying to reenact our play from a few minutes ago, but it's just not going to happen.
It couldn't go up in the stands.
It went up in the stands on the second contact, and Savannah gets an ace.
Score: Caldwell 5, Hopkinsville 3.
Savannah steps back to the service line. She gets the whistle. And the ball shanks off of Chandler Adams this time, and she gets another ace.
That was a nice serve. Caldwell's really got their floater serve working tonight. It seems that all our servers have developed that serve, and that's a very effective serve.
Savannah serves it again, serves it deep. Beamer makes a pass. They're out of system, but they do get a little bit of a swing from their outside. Tayway makes a good pass to Kendall. Kendall sets it out to Shaden Allen. Ball was a little tight to the net. Shaden had to try to tip it over the blockers, and she just couldn't do it. It gets blocked back at us. And Hopkinsville rotates around. Beamer gets the whistle. It's Carolyn Beamer. She serves it to Tayway. Tayway sets Savannah. Savannah, she set a 31 out to Shaden. Shaden wasn't looking for it. Everybody in the gym, including Shaden, thought Carly Peak was going to get that set. Nobody was ready. And we get out of system and allows Hopkinsville to capitalize on our mistake, and they score. That probably won't happen twice. Carolyn Beamer steps back to the service line. She gets the whistle. She serves it to Tayway. Tayway makes a good pass to Savannah. Savannah sets back to Carly, as everybody was expecting this time, and Carly kills it.
Yeah.
And she leaves the game as Caitlin Conway comes in to serve. Caitlin's having a good night tonight as a serving specialist, which is what her role is, and she's embraced it and done a good job with it. She gets a good serve. Chandler Adams makes a tight pass. Abby Griggs tries to go up to block it, which really was not a good decision. She hits the net. The setter was there, going to try to set the ball. Even if Abby touches the ball, it's going to be illegal. She can't reach over and block that ball, but it's really hard not to try to when it's right there in front of you.
You just got to go straight up.
Got to go straight up. And I tell you what, that's okay. Abby's being aggressive. She's a freshman. She's doing a great job, and Coach is not upset with that play. Lauren Watkins steps back to the service line for Hopkinsville, and she serves the ball. Savannah Tays makes a pass. Kendall sets behind her to Shaden Allen. Shaden gets a good swing. They pay it up. Kavanaugh sets out to the outside. Olivia Mitchell digs it. And this time, Abby was kind of in the way. She was kind of in front of Kendall. She couldn't get out of the way, and she does an illegal touch on the ball. And now Hopkinsville is tied up, 7-7. Lauren serves it again. Little handcuffed on the pass. We're out of system. Abby does a little roll shot. They pass it up. Shaden tips it right back at them. And they're out of system. They're sending us a free ball from deep court, and they couldn't get it over. And we end up scoring, and that was an ugly, ugly rally, but we got the point, and that's really all that matters.
Caldwell up 8-7.
Riley, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Riley Thomas drops back to serve.
She enters the game for Shaden Allen, and Riley gets the whistle. She gives a good aggressive serve. They have to set it with the forearm. They're outside, can't get a good swing on it, and we get the score. And that outside right now is Shelby Imhoff. Riley steps back to serve again. She gets the whistle. Nice aggressive serve. Pass the ball up. Kavanaugh sets Imhoff, and Imhoff hits it out of bounds.
Just like that quick, Caldwell's up 10-7.
Savannah Peck is the one making the pass. She's usually the setter, but she is receiving since Sarah Kavanaugh is in the front row, and Sarah is a setter also. And they tip the ball over. We tip it back. Peck passes it up. Kavanaugh sends it back. They're going to give us a free ball. A lot of confusion on who was going to play that ball. And the ball hits the floor. We score again. And Hopkinsville calls a timeout to try to eliminate some of those decision-type errors.
Well, that, and just to stop the bleeding, just hoping that they'll maybe freeze Caldwell's server.
Could be. Riley's back there. She's a freshman. They know that. And, you know, if you're going to try to ice somebody, you would expect it to work more on a freshman than it would an upperclassman. But Riley's not a... this is not new to Riley. She's got a lot of experience. She's played well all season. She's a good server, a good defensive person. And I expect her to come back and just keep continuing what she's doing. Hopkinsville was a little out of sorts in those last two plays, and just like we was talking about, they're receiving with their setter. They've got one setter that plays all the way around, but she only sets when she's in the back row. While the other setter plays from the back row, and but they're letting her receive, and that might be part of the confusion right now. I don't know how long they've been doing that. It's a little different system for them, something that we've done, Caldwell's done. I did it when I was coaching. Daniel does it quite regularly. Does it now. He's playing a 4-2, and he's got both setters on the floor at the same time, front row and back row. So he's got all kinds of offense he can run. But they know how to do it. Riley steps back, and like a pro she is, she serves it right off the hands. Hopkinsville defender, and she gets an ace.
Ace serve.
No coach point on that one.
An offensive coach point.
There you go. Riley steps back, gets the whistle. This time it's passed up. Kavanaugh passes it out to the setter. She outside here. She tips it. We set Abby Griggs. She tips it. They dig it up. Set behind her to Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh takes a big swing, and it hits the tape. Doesn't come over. And Riley goes back. Serve again. Riley's on the roll. She's had 5 points on serve. She gets the whistle.
She's serving very effective. Very effective. Hard, difficult serves to play up.
And that ball's off the ceiling, but they're able to keep it alive. Kavanaugh sends it over to free ball. Kendall sets back row to Tayway. Tayway just tips it over the middle. They play it up. They set their middle. She tips it. Abby Griggs gets a block, and it's a kill. That's Abby's first block of the night, but she was right there, ready for that ball, and good.
Perfect position.
Yeah, good timing, good block kill. And Hopkinsville, and they're just trying to stall right now. They did a substitution, brought Foster back in for Lauren Watkins, who was in the back row for Foster, and they're just trying to ice Riley. Riley steps back and serves again. She gets an ace. And she's like, in her head, she's thinking, ice me again. That's both times they've tried to slow the game down, and both times Riley stepped up with an ace. Now Hopkinsville's receiving with just 2 receivers. See what this does. Riley steps up. She serves it to Foster. They pass it outside on an out-of-system pass. Savannah digs it. Kendall sets out there to Olivia. It's a little tight to the net. Olivia had to tip it. This time they set outside again. They just pushed the ball over, and Riley was not able to get a good hand on it. They get the kill. And that came from Shelby Imhoff, I'm pretty sure.
Score is Caldwell 15, Hopkinsville 8.
Riley did a really good job that time. She would find a vulnerable passer and stay with them, so that Hopkinsville had to change their defense 3 times before they finally got out of that. Kelsey Mata comes in. She serves. Tayway makes a pass. Kendall sets out to Olivia Mitchell. She gets a good swing off the block. They play it up. They're out of system, but they're going to come back with a push. Tayway passes it again. Nice pass deep in the court. Kendall sets Olivia. She gets a good swing. Mata plays it up. This time they try to push it deep. Tayway's there again. Savannah sets. Oh, tough ball. Olivia sends it over. We're all out of system. Abby tips it. Now they're back trying to roll it deep. Tayway passes it up. Kendall sets Abby, and she swings. Finally, we get a swing. They play it up. Kavanaugh swings into the net. That was a good rally on both teams.
Good volleyball.
They was not able to get good control, but we got a good swing, but there was just some good defense on both sides. Kendall Prowl gets the serve. She serves it short. They have to dive to get it up. They get it to Hope Pace. Abby Griggs blocks her. Don't you think that makes her happy? That's Abby's second block, and that was a really good block on Hopkinsville's experienced middle. And
she was solo blocking.
Solo block. Kendall serves again, and Olivia Mitchell gets the kill on that, and Hopkinsville is going to want to complain about it. If you notice, she went up, her hand was straight, she never broke her wrist, she was just there to stop the ball from coming over, and they can't get her. The ball has to reach the plane before she can touch it, and she did a good job of letting it do that. Kendall serves again. They get the pass up. Peck serves behind her to Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh swings. This time she gets it to go over, hit the tape, and just somehow another went between her blockers, and she gets the kill. And now Kavanaugh rotates to the back row. She'll become the setter as number 13 Peck leaves the game.
And the score is Caldwell 18, Hopkinsville 9.
And Savannah serves it. We're in rally. Olivia got a good swing. They're not really able to control it. They dig it up, but on the second contact outside tried to set the ball. She gets called for a double contact. And we rotate. Abby leaves the game. Tayway gets the serve. She serves it. Beamer makes the pass. Kavanaugh sets it right back to her. She gets a good swing off the block. We play it up. Savannah sets out to Olivia Mitchell. She gets a good swing, but it goes out of bounds. Olivia's gone a little bit quiet in this set. She's only got one kill for the set. There's a little confusion out there on the court. They signaled a point to Hopkinsville, but everybody in the gym is trying to give the ball to Caldwell.
I think most of them thought it was a touch.
Yeah, the officials didn't think it was, and I didn't either. Chandler Adams serves the ball. Tayway makes a pass. Savannah runs it down. Olivia's going to have to free it over from a strong angle. She does a good job keeping it between the antenna. Tough set. They tip it over. Riley passes it up. Kendall sets Olivia Mitchell, and she gets a good swing. That's Olivia's second kill of the set. She rotates back to the service line. Riley Thomas leaves the game, and Shaden Allen comes back in. And this time we have another whistle as Mary Catherine Tays is going to come in and serve for Olivia. Mary Catherine is also, she's an 8th grader, Savannah's sister, and she has stepped in as a serve specialist for Daniel this year, and she's done a really good job. She serves the ball good, deep, tough ball to handle. They're going to have to free it back over. They're all out of system. Speed it up, and Pete comes back with the kill. Anytime everybody on the everybody on the court has to leave to secure the ball, Courtner's over there screaming, speed it up before they get back and set their defense. And that's exactly what they did. Carly Peek ends up with a good kill.
And Hopkinsville calls their final timeout of the set. The score is Caldwell 21, Hopkinsville 10.
Yeah, and that was a good play. I was really wanting Caldwell to attack it on 2, but they got a good pass to Savannah, and she just sets the ball behind her for a little quick set to Carly Peek.
Well, they did speed up their offense. They did speed it up a little bit.
They did, and there was no tipping going to happen in that sequence because Peek knew that Hopkinsville did not have time to come back and set their defense, and the back row players were still trying to get back on the court from after running that ball down, thanks to the great serve from Mary Catherine. So even though that doesn't show up in the stats other than a point for Mary Catherine, she set it all up. We're
number 24.
Oh, okay. We had a substitution during the timeout as Brooklyn Hobwood comes in the game. And she replaced Shaden, I believe. Mary Catherine serves it again. They overpass. Pete kills it. They dig it. And then they tip it over. We pass it up. And we tip it back over. Peeks at the net again with a josh. Hopkinsville gets it over the net. Now they're sending it back, and they hit it in the net. That was good aggressive play. Hopkinsville really were hustling and kept some balls alive. And but we end up with the point because of the error. Mary Catherine goes back, serves it again.
Hopkinsville's no quit. They're not going to quit.
No.
They're keeping playing.
And this time, Hopkinsville attacked the ball off the block, and Brooklyn was there, but she was just not used to playing a lot of defense, and she just was not able to run that ball down. She was heading for it. And now Hope Pace steps back for Hopkinsville to get the serve, and Lauren Watkins leaves the game, and number 12 comes in. That's Adia Level. She's a senior, her first time in the game tonight. Mary Catherine plays it up. We're out of system. And it's an out-of-system ball. Brooklyn tries to be aggressive, and she hits the ball out of bounds. You can't really falter because they're taught day in and day out, be aggressive on the attack. And Hope serves it again. Kendall makes a pass. Good pass to Savannah. Savannah sets Carly. Carly tips it. Adia passes it up. They send over a free ball. Tayway sends it to Savannah. She does a back set to Carly, and Carly gets a kill.
Score is Caldwell 23. Hopkinsville 12.
And Carly Peak leaves the game, and Caitlin Conway comes in to finish out the game in the front row. Savannah Tay steps back to the service line. We have another substitution over on Hopkinsville's side. Number 9 comes to the line. That's Chella Bell. She's another senior. She comes in for Marley Hancock and steps to the middle. Savannah steps back to serve. And the ball's up. She serves to Adia. She passes it up. Mata sets the outside. Foster attacks it. And there's a little hesitation on the line judge down there, but he calls that ball out of bounds, and Caldwell gets the point.
Very close, very close.
Yeah, from our angle, it was really close. I just wasn't sure what he was going to call.
This is set point, match point.
Mata passes it up. It's an overpass, and Savannah gets it finishes it with an ace.
Score 25-12. Caldwell defeating Hopkinsville in 3 straight sets. So they will advance to the finals of the regional tournament, which is being held at Trigg County.
This is the first 2 sets were 25-14, 25-14, and then this set was 25-12. And Johnny, I think this is the first time Caldwell's ever met Hopkinsville in the regional tournament. We'd played them earlier in the year twice, beat them both times pretty soundly. But Hopkinsville's got nothing to be ashamed of. This is the first time they've even made it to the semifinals in 9 years, I believe it was. They
played very respectful. They played hard. They just ran into a pretty good team tonight.
Caldwell's means business. They're on a mission. They want to meet Henderson in the finals. Henderson's getting ready to take the court and play Madisonville North Hopkins, and Caldwell is anxious after last year losing to Henderson in the championship game in a thriller, great game. Caldwell wants an opportunity to avenge that loss, and frankly, we have quite the history with Henderson in the regional tournament all the way back to the years I coached. We've beat them 3 times. We've lost to them 4 or 5 times. So it's not a good relationship, I might have to say.
It's what we call a rivalry.
It's a rivalry, and it's a healthy rivalry. There's nothing wrong with that. I have great respect for them. Great respect for I don't know their current coach very well, Ashley, but 2 of their players are daughters of 2 previous coaches that I coached against, and one of those girls coached one of my kids in club ball. So we have a respect for them, and look forward. I'm not looking past this match against Henderson and Madisonville, but I believe Madisonville is going to have their hands full trying to beat Henderson. But you know what? Just depends. Anything can happen on tournament day. Madisonville's big, and they're playing really well right now.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen.
We'll take a short break, and then hopefully Coach Kortner will come up and do a little talk with us to recap tonight, and we'll be back with you in just a few minutes with WPKY.
KFC here to talk about the good old days. Well, the good old days are still here in chicken form. Specifically, in KFC's original recipe fried chicken with 11 herbs and spices. Our delicious chicken is still hand-breaded and pressure-fried just like it was then. Get your fill with 2 pieces of my original recipe in a $5 fill-up with mashed potatoes, a biscuit, a cookie, and a drink at a KFC near you. KFC is still finger-licking good. At participating KFCs, prices may vary. Tax extra.
This is Carol at the Woodall Agency at 110 West Washington Street in the heart of downtown Princeton. Our agency is proud to have been a part of this community since 1907. We want you to come by and see us soon. We may be able to save you some money on your home, auto, motorcycle, or mobile home insurance. We offer discounts for good students, multi-policy, safe drivers, and many more. We appreciate our loyal customers, and we will work hard to make you feel like part of the Woodall Agency family. Call me today at 365-5541.
New car buyers, listen up. We need to move our new car and truck inventory fast, and we need your trade. At Tri-Cities Incorporated, we know the dollar is tight, but there's never been a better time to buy a new vehicle. With fantastic rebates, low rates, alternate trade allowance, and 7 American car lines to choose from, Tri-Cities Incorporated is sure to fit you with the perfect vehicle at a price that's pleasing. And as always, if we don't have what you want on our lot, we'll find it for you. Don't go out of town for a good deal. Stay in town for a great deal. Tri-Cities Incorporated, where your trade is worth more.
Planters Bank, located at 208 North Jefferson Street, is locally owned and operated with a strong, sincere focus on customer service. Planters Bank has a diverse team of seasoned professionals in Western Kentucky and Clarksville, Tennessee. Since first opening their doors, Planters Bank has made a name for itself as an energetic player in the financial services market. Stop by and talk to the friendly folks at Planters and find out about the You Choose Rewards program. Planters Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
October is National Cooperative Month. Time to remind you how cooperatives work. Very simply, it is people working together to provide services and products. There are over 900 electric cooperatives like Caldwell Electric, serving 43 million people in 47 United States. Now that covers a lot of territory. Add credit unions, housing, food, health, and agricultural co-ops, and you'll discover more than 29,000 co-ops nationwide. Caldwell Electric was formed to provide electric service to 200 people in the Caldwell area. Today, we serve over 47,000 members in the 9-county area. We provide that electric power over 5,000 miles of line, over 100,000 poles. We are here to provide solutions and services for a better living through electric power. For more information about how co-ops fill a better world, visit online www.pracc.com. We are Clearly Ryan Electric, your touchstone energy cooperative.
October's a time for planning those home projects you've been putting off all summer. Fredonia Valley Bank has the right kind of loan to suit your needs. Whether it's a new roof, gutters, painting, or remodeling, Fredonia Valley Bank can assist and step you through the loan process with ease. You can count on Fredonia Valley Bank's experienced loan officers when applying for a home, vehicle, commercial, or ag loan. Loan decisions remain local and are guaranteed to stay with Fredonia Valley Bank for the life of the loan. It's a good feeling to know that local decisions are still being made at Fredonia Valley Bank, your real community bank. 600 Cassidy Avenue, Fredonia, and 226 Commerce Street, Annabelle. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Here's a reminder from your Princeton Electric Plant Board. Meter tampering is dangerous. Tampering with an electric meter is not only dangerous, it is dishonest and against the law. Stealing electricity by tampering with an electric meter may result in your arrest and can even risk your life. Tampering with meters results in increased utility bills that everyone has to pay. If you see anyone tampering with an electric meter, call the Princeton Electric Plant Board right away at 270-365-2031. Princeton Electric Plant Board, Princeton, #1 energy source.
Mobile Deposit is here. This is Mona Van Hoover with First Southern National Bank, and our new mobile app is loaded with extra features, including mobile deposit. Now you can use your smartphone's camera to deposit checks on the go. Just endorse, point, click, and send. Download our new mobile app and try it today. First Southern National Bank, member FDIC.
chances are you're on your way somewhere. And you're on your way somewhere at the same time the cafe is introducing a new menu of recrafted espresso drinks, including the iced caramel macchiato, sweet caramel, drizzled over smooth iced espresso. Now chances are you're on your McDonald's. Nothing comes before coffee. Get any small from our new line of recrafted espresso drinks. Cafe quality for just $2. A la carte only. Limited time only at participating McDonald's. Cannot be combined with any other offer or any combo meal.
Hello, my name is Beth Scheidler, and I'm excited to announce my affiliation with the Community Medical Clinic on Hawthorne Street in Princeton. Growing up, I always had a desire to help others and provide care to those in need. I've dedicated my life to providing this care to our community, and I'm excited to provide this care for you at Community Medical Clinic in Princeton. So I wanted to let you know that although my location has changed, I will continue to be able to see my existing patients and look forward to the opportunity to serve new patients. You can call the Community Medical Clinic at 270-365-0227 to schedule your appointment today. I look forward to providing quality care to the community that I grew up in.
Welcome back to Cadiz Wildcat Gym at the second region semifinal volleyball match. I'm Sue Stone. I'm here with Coach Daniel Kortner. He just secured his berth in the championship game tomorrow night as he beat Hopkinsville in 3 sets, 25-14, 25-14, and 25-12. Coach, what do you got to say about it?
Well, I first have to apologize. I don't have much of a voice tonight, and that's not from instructing, that's from cheering. We talked all year about the process we were going to take to get here, and I feel as confident and as comfortable in where we stand tonight as you could ever possibly feel. We started out last night 13-0 up, and everything just flowed. We relaxed, we took a breath. Tonight we were down 6-0, and I look out, and they turn around. 2 seniors looked over, a couple claps, and said, "Hey, come on now, let's go." And we turn around and go back on a 7-1 run, and from there we never really looked back.
Yeah, that's what Coach Johnny and I was talking about. Exactly what you just said. We're up there going 6-0, 6-0, but they didn't seem flustered. They didn't seem to be shook up about it, and just very methodically they stepped back. And I think I want to say it was Savannah that was serving, that really got the roll started. Yes. She came in and served several points, a couple aces, and, it was, like I said, just kept doing what you do. It's just very methodical.
And at this point in the season, you learn and you statistically learn Savannah has a much more comfortable place on the floor that she likes to serve to. The way her ball has movement late, she likes to serve to a particular spot. I asked her to move 30 foot away, and she nodded and said okay, and went and came up and did a phenomenal job. She got several aces right there in a row, kept them out of system, and really was able to turn Carly loose by giving us a lot of free balls. At one point, they had sent us 6 free balls in the first set, and we put 5 of them away on the very next ball. That's
something that we made comment of, is that even though your servers are very aggressive, and you missed a couple serves tonight, but we knew that you weren't upset about it because they were aggressive, and you didn't miss a lot. Right. But noticing, we took note of how many times they were out of system. Right. On their attack, if they attacked at all. They sent you a free ball, and I'm like, even though it doesn't really show up in the stat book, that's on the server. Right. The server gave Carly that kill, or Olivia, or whoever. Right.
When a team is out of system, they're a lot easier to read. When you can give them a free ball and things like that easy, you have to honor all 3 of their hitters. When you can take them out of system, you can read, hey, they can only go to the outside, and she can only hit here. And Taylor Whalen stood there, and I actually made the comment mid-rally, you're standing there like you own it. She made the dig. She turned around, she said, "'Cause I do." And that's the mentality that these young ladies are taking on defense. Yeah. We have preached offense all year, but defense stood up tonight. You sit back and watch. Riley Thomas runs 50 foot.
Yeah, we had, I don't know if you saw us up here, but we were doing somersaults up here in the press box because, everybody was remembering the video from earlier in the week, and we're going, oh, my gosh, it's playing out right here in the gym. It was exciting.
And you look at the odd of it is if we were on this end down here, that ball's halfway up the stage.
Yeah.
And we don't get that play. And in that moment in the second set, that was a tide-changing play. And it fell our way. And I've told them all year that points follow energy. And we had started building a little. We get that play. We explode. We come back in and go on about a 5 or 6 point run right there after that.
Yeah, and you know what happened right after that? Hopkinsville called timeout. Because they're like, oh, we got to stop the momentum. This is crazy that we're losing control.
Right.
And so that was a lot of fun. And the other thing I noted is at the beginning of the match, like you said, we start out 6-0, and we have 3 hitting errors the first 3 times we try to swing. Again, they didn't get flustered, they didn't lose their cool, and Carly ends up with 8 kills in that set. You know, so yeah, that's a senior moment. Good for her, and good for her. That's a Region Player of the Year kind of play.
It is. I asked her late there in the third. One of the last rotations, I walked down and asked her. Abby was about to come off, and I looked at her and I said, "Do you have anything else to prove? Do you have anything else on the floor you want to put out? Is there anything else you want to prove?" And she said, "Yes. I've been itching to go in." And if you remember that last attack I let her have right there on the end, I'm pretty sure she made her statement right there, hitting the ball about 12 foot and turning around and just exploding. Knowing the moment, knowing at that moment we're 3 points from going to our ultimate goal this year of getting to the regional title.
Yeah, and you know what? She gets a lot of sets, and everybody in the gym, and we was talking about it up here, knows she's going to get the set, and they still can't stop her.
Right.
You know, Amata did a good job of being right down the line because Peak likes to hit on that slide. She likes to hit down the line. It didn't matter. He just bounced off of her. You know, so, but, you know, I'll tell you what, Hopkinsville played hard. They never quit. They was playing right to the end. Give them credit.
I couldn't be more proud of them. I've had the luxury of coaching 4 of those this past spring. I know them personally. I knew what they had, and I told the girls going into the third set, they are going to fight until the last whistle blows. I want to be fighting 1 point past that.
Right.
And we, you know, they showed right there at the end. They were just as aggressive as they had been all night.
Yeah.
And they wanted, we knew they were going to make changes in the second set. We knew they were going to move around and try to outsmart us. And I was very pleased. Our girls took a feel for it. Again, we had 3 attack errors in a row right here to start the set out, and came back around, caught our composure, and went right back at them.
A couple of things I want to take note. Caitlin Conway been kind of a serve specialist for you this year. She steps in there and gets 3 aces and a point in that first set, and you know, wow. And then there in that third set, when Riley's back there and she's rattling off all these points, and they call timeout, and you know they're not going to freeze her. They sub. They're not going to freeze her. They changed their receive 3 times before they finally got out of that rotation. And Riley's, you know, she's a freshman. She steps back there like a pro and just says, "Come on, tell me, send me what you got."
And the thing that Conway's going to remember is we've told them all the time, if you're just in the right spot at the right time, good things will happen.
Yeah.
And that dig she had in the second set is what she's going to remember for a long time. The look on her face was pure joy, and to dig a ball, and sure it was an overpass, but it went to the deep corner and scored a point.
Hey, it goes down in the records as a kill.
Yes.
You know, so yeah, she was grinning from ear to ear after
and
that.
that was just a product of being in the right place at the right time and doing her job. And she has done a phenomenal. Since the district championship, she has she's come in on that serving role, and she served one tonight at the end of the first set on set point and just pulled the bottom out of it. And when that ball got to 40 foot, it just fell apart.
It was really pretty. I have her for 3 aces and 4 attempts.
Nice.
On that in that first set, and you know, of course, scored 4 points, but one of them on rally. But one other comment, Carly, I had her. Like I said, I'm not sure that my stats are completely accurate because I get kind of excited up here, but I had her with 18 kills tonight.
Nice.
So that's got her up to 838. 848, and she's probably not going to hit 1,000. But boy, that's really an admirable amount. But I tell you what, I've been looking at. If somebody's going to break the 1,000, it's going to be Olivia Mitchell. She's at 377 plus tonight's. She averages, without doing the math, 200, a little bit more in the next 3 years. She's going to be over 1,000 easy.
The thing that makes me so jealous about Olivia, and I told her she went back to serve once. She's gotten to where she just makes it look easy, and part of that's being 5'10" and jumping to the rafters. She's able to get up, assess the situation, and say, "I'm going to go put you there." And there was a picture on the internet last night with Sports Edge where she was able to just go up and put a tip. She scored as many points on tips than she has her hard hit. And to be a freshman and be able to read the court, she took the setter out, numerous times tonight. And that doesn't show up on the stat line. But the career she's already having is impressive. To be averaging a double-double, she's as important to me on defense as she'll ever be on offense.
Yeah. Well, and I think all of them. We're not cutting anybody short. Taylor Whalen. What do you say? Kid just
she's
a leader, and she digs, and she hustles, and she cheers. Just like the diving play that Riley makes, sending the ball 40 feet back. That ball doesn't happen if Taylor doesn't dive and keep it alive in the first place.
She put a little bit of a harness on herself coming back from the concussion and said, "Coach, I promise I'll take it easy." She showed me the other night, she said, "When we go to Trigg County, I'm going to go play ball. You can't stop me. I'm going to go play ball." And when she dove and rolled that one, she turned around and she said, I didn't have a fear in the world. I went and got the ball. I went and got the ball. I sacrificed it and went and got it. And even did a perfect roll. She kept her head out off the floor.
Yeah, yeah.
But, you know, you stop back and look. When Savannah and Kendall have 30 foot of lateral net and can send Abby or Carly one direction and have Shaden and Olivia out here, and they can stand there and read. I thought at one point Hoptown's middle was basically going to sit down. She had got twisted up so bad. I thought there was nothing left to do.
Yeah.
And we left Shaden one-on-one out here for just an easy tip right in the middle. And, you know, that's based off of the setter using their right eyes and reading the middle and going opposite.
Yeah. And they're doing a real good job of that right now.
Yeah.
We commented also up here during the game that how many times we felt like that they got a pretty free look, at most one-on-one, but everybody's having to zero in on Carly, and your setters are doing a good job of getting the ball where it needs to be.
Right.
And how about Abby Griggs getting 2 blocks in the last set? Good for her, up there battling.
Abby put the world on her shoulder. You could almost call her Atlas for a little while. She wanted to try to pack us, and I had a little talk with her before we got on the bus today that just go be Abby. Just go be that player who went up to Holy Cross, who went up to Presentation, who went up to Class A State, who went all these places we have done to prepare Abby for this regional tournament and get back to that fun-loving kid. And when you see Abby walk off the floor in a smile, you pretty well know that kid's ready to come play tomorrow night.
I saw she earned a coach embrace on that one, too.
Well, I had her in tears at 4:15, so I kind of owe that to her.
Well, wish I could talk all night sitting here, but we can't do that. But I do want to have your thoughts on what you think on this next match and what you expect for tomorrow.
Well, I can wake up in the middle of the night and read you Madisonville starting lineup. We've seen them, and what did we play? 9, 12 sets against them this year. Henderson is the unknown. I saw them the other night for the first time against UHA. UHA gave a good defensive fight against them, but really wasn't able to pressure the size of Henderson offensively. And that's what I'm hoping Madisonville can do. They play a much slower pace than we do, and I think that slow pace could give Henderson some troubles. We got a couple of things we want to look at and try and see if Madisonville will do the same thing we do. But I don't think this is as blow-away match as it is on paper. Madisonville, they've proven to me they're here to fight.
Yeah.
And
that's what I was just going to say. We in our backs of our minds, we're thinking, okay, we're going to see Henderson.
That's because we want Henderson.
But that's what I was telling Ty over here, that we got a little bit of a history with them, and I have great respect for them. The other thing, 2 of their players are daughters of coaches that I've coached against.
True.
And
True.
one of them was Jesse's club coach, and when Jesse played club, so we have a history with them, and it's not all bad. It's a healthy rivalry.
And we're both here stealing peeks at them while they warm up.
Yeah,
we're trying to watch them here, both of us. When you look at Henderson, it starts around Chakowski. Their libero is a Division I, and she is, as we use the word, legit. We will have to go around her. Whatever jersey she wears tomorrow night, pink, blue, I don't care what color it is. I hope she gets cold standing out there, because we can't give her a ball.
Right. And they've got 2 really solid hitters,
yes,
and Watkins
seasoned.
and I don't know.
Libby.
Yeah, they're seasoned, they're experienced, and not their first rodeo. So
no,
they'll be
the
a
thing
force.
that'll come down tomorrow night, and you hate to vocalize it and put pressure. I believe she has a freshman and a sophomore setter, and that sounds real familiar to what our roster is a freshman and a sophomore setter. And who can handle the pressure, who can make the reads. They run kind of what we were talking early in the week about a 5-2. The taller setter runs across the front, and the shorter number 14 runs across the back row. So whoever comes out hot is going to have a good advantage tomorrow night. Yeah. The thing I would like is to see this place packed in blue and gold tomorrow night. Last year when we went to the finals, busloads showed up at UHA. This is an echo gym, and the sound just reverbs down in that bowl. And if I could ask you to just make this trek down here, we'll give you a show. I promise you that. The girls will leave everything on the floor. We want nothing more than to make Princeton proud. It's been so supportive this week and all season. And we really would appreciate just a raucous crowd over here tomorrow night. We'll educate you as the night goes on.
Well, and the one thing I want to point out, too, is if you're not able to make the drive, by all means, watch it on WPKY online, because, you're not going to get a better view than what we're getting right here. This is a great press box.
We're up in a box up here. It's kind of a cool-looking spot. I may come up here.
I could throw paper wads down here and hit Chuck in the back of the head if I wanted to.
I tell you what, tomorrow night, if you have any notes and you have any advice, just go ahead and put it in an airplane and sling it down that way.
All right, Coach, thanks for coming up here. Good luck tomorrow night. And
thank you.
Congratulations
Thank
also.
You. Ty, thank you.
All right, this is Sue Stone, and we're closing out here at the regional semifinals in Trigg County with Caldwell County winning their match tonight. We're going on to the championship, and we're going to let Madisonville and Henderson fight it out, and we'll be back here tomorrow to see who we play. All right, thank you all very much, and this is WPKY.
To Lady Tiger Volleyball on WPKY, brought to you by Caldwell Medical Center, Farmers Bank Trust Company, Community Medical Clinic, McDonald's, First Southern